Good afternoon and welcome to week 5. Of course, it's week 4, but I always do the week's anticipation and trying to keep the videos I make shortened version and done on Fridays. So, welcome to week 5. Just want to hit a couple highlights coming back and after reviewing a few papers just to get the information out there for you. Forums. Everyone continues to do absolutely fantastic in the forums. The forums are awesome. Please keep up the good work. And again, if you do one post, 2 response, you get the full credit. Pretty simple and straightforward. Quickly talk about the papers. There have been some issues on the papers, so I just want to quickly highlight that. Again, the first week, the first paper, which was week 2, I was very generous and provided feedback regarding the APA writing style. It continued in some cases into week 4, which was the second paper, week 3, which was the second paper. Now we're on the week 4 papers will be coming in next Tuesday. But the second paper, there were some significant issues, and I did start to dock some points. I'm putting out the forewarning papers. Absolutely must be in the APA writing style. The difference between undergraduate and graduate is the rigor in which you present information, record information, draft papers, using academically refereed materials. Not Newsweek, those things. Making sure APA is very simple. It has to have an abstract. It has to be double spacing. There were several situations. The first week's paper was 1,000 words. Now the next 2 papers for 3 and 4 are 1,500 words. And of course, the final paper is 2,500 words. So please keep that in mind. Please read the syllabus. This isn't my syllabus. I will be making a few modifications to it in the event I teach this class in the future. But that is absolutely necessary and mandated. Please, if you have any questions, let me know. There's a tremendous amount of resources out there. You can most certainly call and use the university's resources. Please refer to your APA handbook/manual. If you don't have one, I absolutely encourage you to buy one. You're going to need it. But it is, I can't stress enough, 1,500 words up until the last paper is 2,500 words, and I will start now taking 25 to 30% grade reduction. I've been very generous and liberal, understanding your working learners, but it does, if you're not performing and writing an APA format, it does distract or take away from those who are performing, utilizing that, so therefore I cannot give you the exact same grade as those that write in APA. Okay, week 4 was the CRAMS mentoring. It's actually kind of a still relatively well-dated paper considering it's 20 years old, but still has some very good takeaways you can put in your manager's toolbox and utilize today. Week 5 gets kind of exciting. Oh, I want a quick stop. I want to go back. There was a great post, and I don't know if I spoke on it yet, but Drew had a great post. If you didn't get a chance to read Drew's post on the millennials, I believe it was in my last video, but that was fantastic, and I really enjoyed it. Week 5, some of the great takeaways. Obviously, there's another paper, the applied papers, coming forward in week 4 and week 5. But week 5, when you get to the writing in the big book, I would draw your attention, and this is in the Organizational Behavior Management book, the textbook, if you will. And I know we're kind of jumping ahead here. You're watching this and you're working on week 4, and I'm talking about week 5. But it would even be relative in week 4. In the textbook on page 314 gives the definition of empowerment. Absolutely, very short, simple, very impactful. So I encourage you to, especially if not this week, for week 5's paper, please draw your attention to that and try to incorporate that into your paper. Week 5 really in the big textbook really is hammering away different levels of powers, influence you have over a manager. That's why we always do the mentoring before the power, because it's very important if you're going to be a very effective leader, especially with the level of complexity of the global economy, to the complexity and the different generations inside our workforces. Understanding and knowing that the authoritative or the totalitarian type of management style, or what we simplify as using a chainsaw to cut butter management style, is really no longer effective, and it hasn't been for over a decade. But a lot of the older generations still remember a very structured hierarchy. It's changed, and obviously I'm personally a huge supporter and proponent of gathering and bringing forward all ideas. Some of them which we may execute or deploy, others we may not use at this time, but maybe table them and bring them forward at a later planning session, whatever it may be. It was interesting reading those week 3 papers. There were some millennials obviously in your cohort, and I absolutely enjoyed listening to them, especially the ones that worked in financial institutions. And those they provided me some good takeaways, what we should bring back to our financial institution and deploy and listen. And ask our millennials and our Gen Ys, Zs and Ys, what is their value proposition? What do they see as our value proposition? And really that engagement. And that was some really good stuff. So please take that away. In the smaller textbook, in the decision making, in week 5, it's chapter 3. One place to draw your attention to and incorporate, it's really awesome. Some of you may have heard of the regression equation. Others may not have. It's on page 38, chapter 3, the regression equation. Really a good point, and I wish I could go longer and explain these, but knowing that I can only have 8 to 10 minutes to get it uploaded to, or the file's too big. So those are really a couple of good takeaways. Please, I would encourage you, if you are struggling with APA or anything, to reach out. I try to be as prompt on my responses as I can be. So that is about everything as I'm running up on 7 minutes, 30 seconds. Please reach out to me. I am a resource for you. The goal, of course, is everybody to get an A, but I cannot give A's without APA. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. I hope you're enjoying this class. It's hard to believe this is a week 5 video, leaving us with really only 2 weeks left, but 1 week after we actually get into week 5. So it's going by quick. Everybody's doing good, but now would not be the time to take the foot off the gas, as it's very labor intensive. Have a great week 5, everyone. Take care.